Hi, welcome to Module 6, Communication and Advocacy in Humanitarian Work. Effective communication and advocacy are critical components of successful humanitarian operations. This module focuses on the role of communication in raising awareness about humanitarian crises, mobilizing support, and influencing policy decisions. Additionally, it explores the importance of maintaining transparency, accountability, and ethical communication practices during humanitarian interventions. We will also cover various advocacy strategies used to garner political and public support for humanitarian causes. Importance of communication in humanitarian work. Communication is essential for ensuring that the right information reaches the relevant stakeholders, affected populations, donors, governments, and the public. In humanitarian crises, clear and timely communication can save lives and reduce the impact of disasters. Communication with affected populations. Humanitarian organizations must ensure that they communicate clearly with those affected by crises. This includes informing them about available services, safety measures, and rights. Effective communication helps build trust and empowers affected communities to make informed decisions. Communication with donors and stakeholders. Organizations must also maintain communication with donors, partner organizations, and government agencies. Keeping these stakeholders informed about the progress of humanitarian operations, funding needs, and the challenges faced on the ground is crucial for sustaining support. Crisis communication. In times of crisis, humanitarian organizations must respond quickly to misinformation, rumors, and misunderstandings. Effective crisis communication can prevent panic and ensure that people have access to accurate information. Types of communication. Humanitarian organizations use various types of communication to convey their messages and engage different stakeholders. Public relations and media relations. Media plays a crucial role in disseminating information about humanitarian emergencies. Humanitarian organizations must develop strong relationships with journalists and media outlets to ensure that the voices of affected populations are heard and that their stories reach a global audience. Social media communication. Social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram have become important tools for real-time communication in crisis. These platforms enable organizations to reach a large audience, share updates, and call for action from the global community. Social media also provides an avenue for affected individuals to share their experiences. Internal communication. Effective internal communication within humanitarian organizations is essential for coordinating activities, sharing information, and ensuring that all staff members are aligned with the organization's goals and strategies. Advocacy in humanitarian work. Advocacy is the act of influencing public opinion and policy to support humanitarian goals. It involves raising awareness about humanitarian crises, pressing for changes in government policy, and seeking to secure resources for affected populations. Advocacy for policy change. Humanitarian organizations often engage in advocacy to influence the policies of governments and international bodies. This could involve lobbying for improved humanitarian access to conflict zones, advocating for the rights of displaced populations, or calling for the end of policies that exacerbate crises. Advocacy for resources. Advocacy is also essential for securing the resources needed to respond to humanitarian emergencies. Organizations must engage with donors, governments, and international bodies to ensure that they receive the financial and material support necessary to provide aid. Advocacy campaigns. Humanitarian organizations often run advocacy campaigns to raise awareness and mobilize action. These campaigns can take many forms, including petitions, public demonstrations, social media campaigns, and engagement with political leaders. Effective advocacy campaigns require careful planning, a clear message, and strategic partnerships. Ethical communication in humanitarian work. Ethical communication is vital in ensuring that humanitarian organizations maintain the trust of affected populations, donors, and the global community. Ethical communication practices involve transparency, honesty, and respect for the dignity of individuals. Avoiding exploitative messaging. Humanitarian organizations must be cautious about how they portray individuals affected by crisis. Exploitative or sensationalized images and stories can perpetuate stereotypes, dehumanize affected populations, and undermine the credibility of the organization. Transparency and accountability. Organizations should be transparent about their activities, resources, and decision-making processes. This includes providing regular updates on the allocation of funds and the impact of their interventions. Accountability to both donors and affected communities is critical for maintaining trust and support. Respecting privacy. Humanitarian organizations must respect the privacy and dignity of affected individuals, particularly when using personal stories, images, or data in their communications. Consent should be obtained, and sensitive information must be handled with care. Communication challenges in humanitarian settings. Communication in humanitarian settings presents several challenges, including language barriers, limited access to communication infrastructure, and the need to communicate in high-stress, rapidly changing environments. Language barriers. Humanitarian organizations often work in regions with diverse languages. Overcoming language barriers through translation services, multilingual communication materials, and local community engagement is essential for ensuring that messages are understood. Access to communication infrastructure. In disaster-stricken areas, access to communication infrastructure such as phone lines, internet, and electricity may be limited. Humanitarian organizations must adapt their communication strategies to work with the available resources and find innovative solutions for reaching affected populations. Security and safety concerns. In conflict zones or areas affected by political instability, security concerns can make communication difficult. Humanitarian organizations must prioritize the safety of their staff and beneficiaries while still maintaining effective communication. So that will be it for this module. Take the quiz to proceed to the next module. See you on the next module.